All right, we are third party streaming tonight on our YouTube. If you haven't followed our YouTube, make sure you go follow our YouTube, DCI Educational Group. I had to talk to two students. I still didn't talk to you guys. And I got a thing to talk to you, but I got you. Stay on tonight after everybody else leaves, and I got you. All right, so we are moving into our share screen, and we're going into our first video. Hope everybody has had an amazing week. Let's close out our night tonight and really get our learn on. Welcome, Ms. Chapman. How you doing? It's good to have you in the class. Where are you?
Hello, I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing amazing, amazing. Guys, we got Ms. Chapman on. She will be our instructor trainee. So just like we have Ms. Candace, we have Ms. Owens, and now we have Ms. Chapman. So continue to welcome them on and can't wait to see them when we get in the building. So our first video tonight is just going to intro. For the most part, we have been into light therapy, okay? And so now let's get a little deeper into that light therapy and the benefits of light therapy on the skin. And so if you're gonna be in the world of aesthetics and even go further into med aesthetics or even into spa aesthetics, that's where you do things just other than just basic facials. You're going to go deeper into the spa aspect of it. You're going to need to know about certain advanced treatments, and this particular advanced treatment is, of course, having the knowledge of using light therapy, electrotherapy, and we talk about light emitting diodes. That's LED, blue light, red light, green light, yellow light, orange. If you heard us talk about that, we're about to get deep into it, okay? And so hold your horses and let's jump into our first video.
Light-emitting diode, or LED technology, involves a non-thermal, non-ablative interaction of light delivered through tiny light-emitting diodes. This process activates skin cells, resulting in the production of new collagen. It is often referred to as photomodulation or light-activated facial rejuvenation. LED photorejuvenation machines are FDA rated as Class 1 or 2 medical devices. Check this status with your state's regulatory agency prior to use. Generally, skin types are categorized into 3 colors: red, blue, and amber, which are based on which color light you will use to treat the skin. Red skin types are more often treated by estheticians, while blue skin types are typically treated in a dermatologist or plastic surgeon's office. Amber skin types can be treated in either setting. Red light skin types are typically post-microdermabrasion, post-chemical peel, or post-facial surgery, and/or have general anti-aging concerns.
All right, so in just a mini introduction, that video doesn't do a lot of justice, but it talks about some of the 3 main videos, the 3 main lights that occur. We have used red light in our practical areas for can anybody tell me you can unmute and tell me what we've used red light for? What we've used red light for. And red light is one of the most popular ones that can be used, but it is used for anti-aging properties, okay? Which means it tightens the skin. And so it fights against aging. So it's going to make you look younger, okay? It's going to tighten. It's going to help in the treatment of reducing the wrinkles, because if it tightens the skin is no longer loose and sagging, and that's what causes ratitis. It causes wrinkles, okay? And so red light will come in as a boost to be used with whatever your anti-aging products are to tighten the skin. Where do we use this? You can use red light anywhere on the body. Okay, sometimes people use it on their backs, they use it on their shoulders, they use it. Okay, someone says they're waiting to get in. Okay. All right. So yeah, they use it on their backs, they use it on their shoulders. It, they use it on their face. They mostly use it on their neck as well. Okay. And a lot of times they use it on their neck or on their décolleté. And because the neck and décolleté shows some early aging, okay, especially for those individuals who are Fitzpatrick's 1, 2, and 3. We are talking about European or Caucasian individuals. And so that you would normally see aging sooner on them in the neck and décolleté area because it's a lack of melanin. All right. Of course, with those individuals, Fitzpatrick 4, 5, and 6, they have more melanin in their skin. So, with the more melanin in their skin, it does slow down aspects of aging. Okay, it slows down aspects of aging because the melanin becomes a barrier and prevents like the harmful rays and things like that that would cause the skin to start to age. And so you've heard of probably many analogies of many individuals that would say, hey, because the person has melanin, they look younger, or because the person doesn't have melanin, they look older. In the aspect of that, is simply melanin has the blockers, and then it blocks the harmful rays. And whereas the individuals that don't have the melanin, that harmful rays hit directly to the skin, and it does induce aging. Okay, it wears the skin out. It may change the texture of it, but it definitely starts to stretch and pull the goodness out of the skin. So we have both of those. And you'll find individuals that use red light earlier in age to preserve their skin. Okay. And so I like to use blue light, and blue light falls under dermatologists. And here's the thing with blue light, we can use blue light, but blue light is used to treat and help treat acne and kill bacteria. All right. And so a lot of times when we are working, we're dealing with a client that has acne breakouts, we will use blue light. Okay. One, you cannot treat the acne until you kill the bacteria. So ultimately, I'm going to use more blue light on this client because I want to make sure I have killed the bacteria. I'm erasing the bacteria that may sit on the face that may cause the acne. You know, the acne is just a response to bacteria or buildup. Simply what that is. And a lot of times, if you see a person do this, use blue light, then red. What they're trying to do is kill the bacteria. And then the red light is going to tighten the pores. Kill the bacteria, tighten the pores. Really what they're trying to do is remove all the dirt or debris. Okay. And with the tightening of the pores, the smaller the pore, the less oil that can sit over in the skin that can mix with bacteria and cause acne breakouts. So before you even treat someone that has acne, first thing you need to do is ask, hey, this person has oily skin, or is there a bacteria? Are they touching something? Is this a fungal breakout? You got to find out what that source is. So once you find it out, you start to eliminate that, and you can do that with your advanced treatments. Okay, let's look at our next video, which is using ultrasonic and ultrasound technology. And that is going to come from our modern day. We use the facial scrubbers. Okay. And then we're going to move over into the ebook and micro needling after this.
Ultrasonic facial treatments use ultrasound equipment similar to that used in physical therapy. The ultrasound equipment uses a spatula-like handpiece and, with water-based cleansers or steam, performs a deep cleansing and exfoliation called cavitation. Sound waves are used in an ultrasonic facial to exfoliate, dislodge any surface contaminants, and loosen impurities embedded in the follicles, almost like a high-pressure washer. It is extremely important that you only work over moistened skin, so you must choose one of these methods. If appropriate, wrap the grounding rod with moist gauze and hand to your client. Some units may require attaching a wristband to your client's wrist, so check your specific model for a demonstration. Adjust the ultrasonic machine settings according to manufacturer instructions and based on your client's skin type. If needed, insert ear pads for client comfort and place iPads on your client for protection. Begin with the machine set on low. Starting with the forehead, gently secure and stretch the skin to be treated between your thumb and pointer finger, as typically used when performing a microdermabrasion treatment. Hold the ultrasonic blade at a 45-degree angle with the blade tip facing downward. Gently glide the handpiece across the skin surface in a light forward movement without applying pressure. The wand should almost float across the skin on the water or hydrator. The water and the vibration do the work in this treatment. A proper stroke will yield a fine forward arch of moisture droplets spraying from where the blade touches the skin. You may hear a sizzle noise with this spray.
All right, so let's talk about this ultrasonic scrubber. Okay, so some facial machines, if you purchase like 7-in-1s, hold on one moment. If you purchase like 7-in-1, 9-in-1, 11-in-1 facial machine, you just get fascinated by all the parts that are connected. You may have a machine that includes a scrubber. So the scrubbers have been around, but what I'm afraid of, and I have to tell you, the qualities are not that good as they were when they were made years ago. You now have the smaller ones, the handheld ones, which are amazing. And you can purchase them anywhere between 35 or maybe $30 to $100. All right. Here's what the scrubber does. It uses radio frequency technology. Okay. And so what happens, there is like when you look at radio frequency, like waves. Okay. You ever rode in a car and somebody had these big speakers in the car? You ever heard the big speakers in the back in the trunk, and then when you play the music it go doom doom doom? Okay, that type of vibration, once that scrubber hits the skin, you have those vibration, those wavelengths going throughout the skin. All right, going throughout the layers of the skin. So what happens, you take that scrubber across the skin, the wavelength goes and it goes through the pores, all right? And whatever's in the pores, that pressure of that wave causes it to rise to the top. That's why when you take it across, you can see things that come out of the pores. So it's just like pressure, okay? And so that ultrasonic wavelength, it just creates vibrations under the skin, and whatever's in the pores just gets shaken up and it comes to the top of the surface. All right. And so you can see that added use of the water to just kind of softening and hydrating. That water sponge that she's using, you can substitute that with steam, with the steamer. Okay, but you know, the steamer, you don't keep the steamer on for longer than 5 to 7 minutes. So you don't want to have the steamer on, I say 10 minutes max by the time you get to exfoliation, 10 minutes max. Does the ultrasonic replace the extractions? It definitely can, without you causing pain or discomfort to the client. Remember, it's an advanced treatment. So by the time you're adding these treatments onto the client, you're not using a lot of manual things. Okay. You're not taking your fingers and trying to do anything. Your machines are working for you. So you're clearing the pores with your scrubber. All right. And the scrubber uses an ultrasonic, like radio wavelengths. She had a word called cavitation as well. Okay. And so I know many people are familiar with body contouring and things of that nature. And so you also have cryotherapy. A lot of tech, I would say not so much techniques, a lot of treatments for the body. When you move into the spa aspect, they use radio frequency technology. All right. So if you want to move into more advanced treatments, you're probably going to run into those tools that have radio frequency technology. And by using the ultrasound or ultrasonic technology, radio frequency, wavelengths, all the same thing, by using this, you do increase your work on your menu. Okay. So your service menu is wide. You offer more services. And by offering more services, you can also charge accordingly for those services. All right. And so it's not like you just do a basic facial. Your facial at this point has enhanced, and your clients are probably looking for driven results, which simply means they want to see, they are paying for results when they get up off that table, or within a short span, they're paying for results. And so you want to do treatments your clients are gonna see the results. Your clients are not gonna keep paying a high premium cost for a service and they don't see any results. All right. So we got to make sure that we're on our game when it comes to that. We're gonna look at micro needling. And I think I don't think there's a micro needling video, but we'll come back to that. All right. Any questions? Come on. What we got? Any questions? Y'all just listening to me?
Hey, Miss D. This Jamaya. I do have a question.
Hey,
Is there a difference in the ones that you could purchase that's available to like people who aren't licensed versus the machine that you was just showing? You know, you can get the handheld ones like at maybe TJ Maxx, you know, just basically anywhere.
Amazon.
Amazon. Is it a difference in those machines?
Yes, the motors, the power behind it. And so that's one other thing, is the power behind it. And here's how I am with when it comes to machines. I don't want you to purchase anything because it's a higher price on it. That doesn't mean it's the best quality. So what I want you to do is look at that's the power. So you get one from TJ Maxx, the power is not going to be the same as what they would sell for a professional. Professionals are going to have more power, which you can push your tool to give you more results in a shorter amount of time. Whereas the ones commercialized, you're only going to get a certain result, and it may take longer time for that result to happen. And so I really think the biggest benefit is you learning about the machines. There's a show this weekend. Well, actually, it's today in Miami, and it's called Cosmo Prof Beauty Show. It's not a show where you can purchase products, but it's definitely a show that I would go to learn about these types of machines. I'm gonna drop you a jewel. German skincare machines are top tier. If your devices are German made. They are top tier. Okay. And so even if Jemiah says, hey, I'm going to go and I want to create my own line of facial scrubbers, great. You can do that. What's the difference between them being made in China and them made in Germany? Germany is going to last longer. You're going to have a better quality of the mechanism inside, the things that make it go, to make it work. You're going to have a better quality of that. Whereas China, it's going to be a little cheaper. It's going to be lightweight. And they make them like that because, hey, you can just go buy another one. It'll get you to where you need to go, but will you need to purchase another one soon? You will. Okay. And then it'll look real plain and not so much customized unless you pay extra money. What I want you to do is, if you're familiar with like AliExpress or Alibaba, okay, I want you to go on Alibaba, Alibaba. Am I saying that right? Spelling it right? Alibaba or AliExpress, where the girls go get the bundles at, okay? I want you to type in skincare devices. Skincare devices, okay? And in actuality, now Jemiah, you done told me that, and it makes me want to go do it. Makes me want to go a little deeper for you. Hold on one moment. Okay. So this is AliExpress, right? So when you come up on here, look for filters. Okay, you see that says US, so ship to US. But it should have a place too where you would like to get shipped from. Okay. Let's see, beauty and health. Can y'all see the screen?
I can.
Okay, everybody can see the Alibaba screen. Okay. Let me see. We said we was gonna do skincare devices. All right. Skincare devices. And I'm gonna say from Germany. All right. Notice you are going to pay a little bit more, okay? But your quality is going to be top tier. A lot of times when you're looking at where the industry is going with the top, what's going to be the next trend and things of that nature, shipping from, if you do shipping from all, or you can just choose Germany, you can see these devices and what they do for the skin. This particular device, this 3-in-1, I would probably purchase this and retail this to my client. All right. They've sold over 2,000 of them. It's at $194. This one we would consider white label or private label. How many do I have to purchase? Somebody already said it don't work. So I don't need number one time somebody said it don't work. It probably doesn't cut on, depending on where it was purchased from. But if it's $194, regular price $15.31, you will be amazed that I would probably sell this for $60 to a client. Every client that I do, and you don't have to buy one at a time, but you got to look at how much the shipping is going to cost. If I buy 50 of these and sell them at $60 a piece, pay maybe $400, $500 for shipping, I'm gonna pay the $400 or $500 for shipping because I know what I'm gonna make off of each one. So, and it may make sense for me to buy more. But this, when we're talking about skincare devices now and treatments, I would send my clients this home, and it probably has a light on it. Okay. And that red light, see, face, neck, and eye massager, I would let that client say, you need to do 30 minutes of this treatment on your neck every night. What am I doing? I'm getting rid of I'm doing lymphatic drainage on them. So they take this massager and they're pressing it in. I'm gonna show them how to do it. And it's pushing all the extra fluid that may be in their fat, puffy face. It's pushing it where it needs to go. So their face looks slender. Their face doesn't look fat. They don't look bloated. All right. So a lot of times you can operate in skincare. You just operate in a different method of skincare. So China is going to be cheaper, but your better quality is going to go if you go from Greece, Germany, and when you're talking about waxing, I don't buy wax if it's made in China. Can I help somebody? If somebody on the other side said, I may love waxing, but I don't buy wax if it says made in China. It has no buffers, nothing to soothe the skin. So the products are harsh on the skin. So I buy wax, hard wax, soft wax, or whatever. I buy, if it's not made in the US, it has to come from like Italy or Brazil, Spanish background. Okay. It has all the good oils and moisturizing serums added in, buffers that help soothe the skin, treat the skin as you're going to do the wax service. So when you talk about hair color, I don't buy hair color unless it's from Italy. It has to be Italian-based hair color. I don't care if it says from Canada or the US or from London. I'm not buying it. Okay. I only buy Italian-based hair color. You guys will learn, the more you go, you'll learn what devices and what you would like to see. I'm going to search here because I want to show you. I'm not usually a AliExpress type person, but let me show you a micro needling. Micro needling pins. Okay. So these are micro needling pins, y'all. This one especially. Okay. These are micro needling pins. It says 5-speed, come in 7 colors. For it to be $56 on this site, that's a high, it's a high price of it. I would definitely look at the benefits and the pin sizes, the needle size and things like that. But a micro needling service starts at about $160 and up. And you're not talking about one. You may pay maybe for 2.5 services, including a facial. You may pay almost $400, $500 for a micro needling package. Okay. And so if your tool costs $56, you made how many of these tools have you made off of one service? And so you have to also think like that. I saw someone says, don't go be an esthetician. You're not going to make any money. I had to come back and say, what are you doing? You must not be working something, because aesthetics is still the strong hand of beauty. We're making the most money. I have students that make 6 figures, and not talking about small 6 figures. Students come out of school the first 2 years, she made $250,000. And she only do waxing and facials, so it's how you do it and what you do it. I did have students that moved to more advanced treatments. They may not have a lot of customers, but they have high tickets. And so those tickets really make up for them scrambling, trying to find customers and do discounted services. So it's going to all be about what you want. We're going to get ready to talk about micro needling. Okay, so you can see the price, just the machine, and then the average cost of the service. They will bundle them up. The services that comes with advanced treatments, people do not purchase them one at a time. They would rather bundle them up because they know they're not going to get everything they need for their skin out of one treatment. They already know that. People that have not researched or learned about these treatments, they become scared of the price. Sometimes they may not be your customers. Okay. Many individuals, they come to you asking about microneedling. They already know seriously where around the price that they probably going to pay. They're just trying to get the best deal and the best package. All right. Nothing about microneedling should be $30, $40 because the tool, the least expensive tool is $56. And then you have these little caps here. And so the objection, the issue, the solution that the micro needling will bring is it causes these little injections. We can push our serums, we can push whatever we need to those lower levels of the skin. So when our new skin comes up, it comes up beautiful, radiant, even skin tone, no discoloration. The texture is like a baby's behind. And sometimes your skin looks like glass, and you will actually compare your skin with pictures. You can see the befores and the after. And micro needling can be coupled with LED, and it can be coupled with any of the radio frequency services. All right. So all of this becomes friendship and cousins. And when you really want to learn about it, it's going to really be a game changer, take you to the next level. But this is a micro needling pen. Let me show you nano needling. A little show and tell before we go back to our lesson. Okay. All right. We have to look at these instruments here. This is a micro needling radio frequency. All right. Here's a good nano needling. I know you guys may have seen this. It's like a roller that has the little pricky points on the end. Tennessee says, with a Tennessee esthetician license, you're only able to do nano needling under your scope of license. Estheticians can only do nano needling. Okay. We don't have an advanced aesthetics. So what falls into advanced aesthetics is going to be medical aesthetics. You will need that doctor. You will need that nurse, practitioner, whoever you're working under as far as licensure. You will need to be in a med spa with them to do micro needling. Even if it's a dermatologist's office, they're doctors. You're going to need that licensure. Okay. And that's the only way you can do micro needling legally in Tennessee. Anyone who's offering micro needling and you do not have the support of a doctor or a nurse, or you're not in a dermatologist's office, you're not in a med spa, you are pretty much in breach of the scope of practice. If something happened, you went too deep into the layers of the skin and you were not supposed to, whatever happens to that client's skin, you are liable for it. Okay. And so you have to make sure, and your license could be in jeopardy of you losing them, of being penalized in public record, things of that nature. So you have to be careful. So under Tennessee state law, estheticians can do nano needling, which is, look at these here. Y'all, these little needles, they're great for exfoliation. You can roll them across the skin, and just the surface of the skin, it could be great for exfoliation. But to really get long time wear, you will have to go into micro needling. Micro needling punctures deeper into the skin. Okay, it goes deeper into the skin. And when it goes deeper into the skin, it's able to open up pathways for you to drive your serums, your high potent ingredients to really go in and change whatever's going on underneath. This nano needling just does the surface, so it falls in line with like an exfoliating surface, and so it'll break up oil, sweat, and dirt. Somebody got some rough texture on the top of the skin, it'll break that up, but you will probably see the issue come back if you don't, if that person does not keep coming to you. Soon as they stop using it, you'll probably see that issue come back, especially if they're not doing any home care treatment. So that's the humbug, micro needling versus nano needling. We can do it in Tennessee under our license, but we got to have that support of a medical professional in order to do the micro needling. Any questions? Okay. Okay. So we're going to go into our ebook. And I'm going to let y'all breathe. I don't want to take more than 50 minutes at a time. So go on, take y'all a 5-minute break. And when you come back, we're going to be ready. We'll come back at right at 7 o'clock, 7:01, and start our ebook, our theory, okay? So let's take a 5-minute break. I'm going to stop the share, and I'm going to take my time and just go to our subject already. All right. Did y'all put your names in the chat? I just see Jada. It's the roll call. We're taking a 5-minute break, and we're coming back at 7:01. All right, let's rock and roll. All right, moving into our ebook. We have an assignment. I have an assignment that I'm gonna give you guys for this weekend, and that assignment is number one. You're gonna be studying your study guide. Okay, so you're always gonna be studying your study guide, but I'm gonna give you an device or an advanced treatment to research. Okay, and I will leave that. We'll get that list together tonight. But I wanted to go into the ebook and let's take a look at microdermabrasion. Make sure you guys are on mute. Okay. All right. So we're going to go into microdermabrasion. I need everybody to make sure they know what a microdermabrasion machine looks like. This is an older one. Okay. And microdermabrasion machine has two components. It can really remove dead skin cells, almost like a lawnmower, okay, over the skin, just like you're cutting grass. It goes through and it creates the skin. It creates this nice smoothness to the skin, getting rid of layers of dead skin cells. Also, it could be a great component to go in and clear out pores. So there's you use the suctioning and release component of it. The suctioning component, I would put the little ventricle, the glass on the end of the tube, and then I would go across the pores, especially of those that I've had gotten blackheads or whiteheads out of, to make sure there was nothing else left on the pores, left inside of the pores that could cause acne breakouts and things of that nature. And lastly, you would use the release component on this machine. The release could be attached to a small little container, and every time I put pressure over this little valve, whatever's in that container comes out like in a fine mist. And so we normally would use our toner, or there could be a mixture of a glycolic and a toner, and we use this together and it comes in and hydrates the skin. And it's definitely used as you work. And so it's part of a facial machine, maybe not a 4-in-1, but definitely if you start talking 7-in-1 and up, it's probably a part of the machine. Okay. These machines could vary in pricing. They could vary from $85, your small ones that you'll find on Amazon, to thousands of dollars. Okay. And one thing I need to tell you, microdermabrasion services should really be offered for every person of color and above. Okay. Here's the thing about microdermabrasion. All right. A lot of time you have individuals who would like to get chemical peels because that's acid peels and it just sounds good and it's popular on TikTok and things of that nature. But let me tell you something. Everybody who says they want one don't need one. Okay. And so there are 3 types of exfoliation. There's mechanical, which is your microdermabrasion, this machine right here. There's manual, which is just your scrub product you put on the skin. And then there's chemical. That's your chemical peel. That's your acid peel. And so before someone gets a chemical peel, especially if they're African American or Spanish, Black and brown, I'm going to first ask them to let me do a light microdermabrasion on them to see if I can take care of their issue before we go over to appeal. Because 9 times out of 10, they may be congested skin, congested pores, getting rid of some of the, drying the skin out and getting rid of some of the oil and doing a great extraction is sometimes all you need to bring that color back to the skin, to improve the texture of the skin. So everybody is not going to need the most drastic of the drastic. And so every client you see is a candidate for the microdermabrasion machine. It can upsell any facial. Okay. This machine also can be used with water. All right. And when you use this machine with water, we now call it a hydrofacial machine. How many of you guys have heard of a hydrofacial machine? If you ever see the word hydro in front of something, that means water. Okay? You ever see the word hydro in front of something, that means water. All right? And so the hydrofacial machine means as I'm working, there's a water-based product that is also supporting the work that I'm doing with the machine. All right. So if the machine goes and clears the path, so it gets rid of all the dead skin cells, what comes behind the machine is the water-based product, which sometimes has glycolic, vitamin C, vitamin E is full of vitamins, hyaluronic acid is full of all the good stuff. I'm using one part of the machine to clear the pathway, and I'm using another part to push in all the good stuff into the skin. And so that's sometimes what a hydrofacial machine does. Are those facials, those services more expensive? Yes. All right. Do we sell them as individual services? No, we're not buying a bag of chips. They are sold as packages. All right. So they're sold as packages. And so once you say, hey, I'm going to go to a day spa, I'm going to go work somewhere where there's a team, you learn also of advanced education. You keep becoming a student, but you also learn the business aspect of how to package these and really build your income and your net worth simply by packaging your services. It's when you don't go work with a team that you feel like something is going on because you're tired, you're getting burnt out because you're trying to sell one very expensive package when you have to bundle them together. All right. And so the microdermabrasion machine is a serious go-to. Okay. You have the crystal and the non-crystal. We don't really use the crystal anymore because those little components of the crystal used to get in the client's nose and in their eyes and in their mouth. And so mostly now we use crystal-less machines. Let's talk about lasers. And of course, the ebook, I want y'all to go and read this component as well. But I want you to take note, IPL. I want you to take note, IPL. Okay? IPL lasers. Okay? IPL lasers, intense pulse lasers. These lasers almost are like a camera that has constant flash on it. Okay. And you know how sometimes when the flash hits you, sometimes you're like blinded. Your eye, you're like, oh, that flash is too bright. Okay. So IPL, so let me tell you what lasers do, then I'm going to tell you about IPL. The lasers are going to remove any unwanted hair. That's one reason why we use lasers. Okay. Next, the lasers will tighten skin. Okay, it'll tighten the area. All right. It'll help with resurfacing. So make a note, there's a such thing called laser resurfacing. You're not going to find it much in the basic aesthetics course. It is one of those advanced things that once you're licensed and you work with medical professionals, they teach you that. But laser resurfacing, okay? Laser certification by itself is something not really talked about or done in a basic aesthetic course. We have to teach you because it's there, but advanced training of it is something that should happen from a medical point of view. But we're connected with Texas Laser Institute. And so we have those individuals that are coming in and talk about laser training. You can go to Texas. You can go you do get discounted in tuition, and it's like a 3 to 5 day training class at one of those. And when you come out, you got a national certification because you are taking a test while you're there. So it's a national certification of, and you're put in the national directory. And that is a big thing for Memphis, because we don't have a lot of people in Memphis on the national registry. And we may have one or two that look like you. All right. And so we want to increase those numbers. All right. Which give you more leverage when you go get a job at a day spa, because you come with those national certifications. So now you know what the laser does. It makes your job so much easier. So you have a client, can't get waxed, can't get threaded, can't get sugary. Their last thing is they need to go to lasering. All right. Very quick removal of hair. You can laser any hair anywhere on the body. And then you have lasering for improving the texture of the skin and balancing the skin tone and texture of the skin. And then you have laser resurfacing. Laser resurfacing comes in if someone has scarring and you can feel across their skin, and you can feel their face and cheek, and you notice, yes, their acne is cleared up, but you can tell where the breakouts were. You got some bumpiness in certain areas. Laser resurfacing goes across that skin and tries to level out that skin. Okay. And so sometimes laser resurfacing can include scrubbing as well. Many people get it done on like the backs. If you had cystic acne and somebody may have picked at the bumps and acne, or you may have fillers or cellulite, and you're trying to get that skin smooth, this is where laser resurfacing comes in. All right, so it helps brings everything all together. Now, IPL is intense pulse. So it's like a camera that has a shutter that light is just going off. Well, it was maybe 5-6 years ago. You didn't have Caucasians, Europeans that were confident to do Black and brown skin. It was a big no-no, and it's still in some cases they are afraid to do Black and brown skin. This is why there's been a resurgence of Black and brown estheticians who say, I treat the people who look like me. I'm an expert in this area. This has been my skin all of my life. And so this is one of the reasons there's a huge success rate, because you know how to treat this. It is not until last year I started to see a lot of education on Black and brown skin when it comes to lasering. Well, this is what you have to look at. Why was something that you shunned away from, all of a sudden you're like, I wanna now take Black and brown clients? Number one, wherever we go, we bring the money. Okay. And so since we are now a major market of aesthetics, we get facials, we get chemical peels, we get waxing. We're a major market of aesthetics. We're keeping this thing afloat. Also, we're a major market of skincare and surgical procedures, i.e. lips, everything else where we get done. We're a major market. Okay. And so when money starts drying up in another area, meaning let me go over here since I know that market's over there. But they may not be prone to the education of the skin. Their knowledge base is still not where it needs to be to handle skin of color. All right. I sit in the classes. I am literally in the cosmetology with my lady. I'm writing. I write for them, but I told them, I said, in the new aesthetic books that comes out, it's a new aesthetic book that's coming out in 2026. I don't want to see, and I don't have nothing against gay, lesbian, or transgender. I do not want to see a chapter that's catered to transgender skin or skin individuals who are transitioning from male to female and female to male. I don't want to see that if I do not see a heavier emphasis on skin 4, 5, and 6. That's people of color. I think we deserve some more information and not just have information on this, but when you make provision for that, you also need to make provision for us. And the reason I'm fighting for that, because in these books, it tells you the contraindications, but the contraindications of these techniques, these lasers, which contraindication is the what if, okay? It's only been tested on skin that don't look like us. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3 is light skin, European skin. And so how can my students, and this is my voice, how can my students be so sure of the information you've given us if it hasn't been tested on skin that looks like them? So the vote is, the push, the advocacy for me is, I wanted all skin types addressed, not just some, because I see the growth of the industry. We deserve to make sure that you have key points and components related to the skin that we deal with every day. And so I feel like there's a lot of individuals going into lasering that don't look like us, but because we have that dollar in that space, they want that dollar in that space. So I'm going to urge all of you guys to get an advanced lasering certification. That way you learn, you've been in your skin all your life, and you service the people and above, because if you can service individuals of color, you can service anybody. All right. So you have the skin, you have the knowledge, you know what happens. But here's the key thing that happens with IPLs. IPLs were not made for people of color. They were not made for melanated skin. They should not be used on melanated skin. When you take that laser over the skin, you hit the button and it gives that shutter light. Like it takes like 5 or 6 pictures. Boop, 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 boop. Okay? When that happens, every time that light hits it, it starts to break up melanin. Okay? That shutter is used to break up melanin, like hyperpigmentation, dark spots under the skin. So even though the laser may target one area, but that light surrounds that area and starts breaking up pigment that wasn't supposed to be broken up. So now when we see that IPL used on people of color, brown skin, black skin, whatever you want to call it, I see little dots, okay? And what happens is that that laser went so deep, it went down to the level where the melanin is, and it started to break up the melanin that didn't need breaking up. And so sometimes it may be a year before or more before that individual gets that even skin tone back together. So, which brings us back to IPLs were mainly used for individuals who were Fitzpatrick 1, 2, and 3. Those are individuals who have light skin, and we call them Caucasians or Europeans or dark Europeans. Okay, so these individuals were from Netherlands, they were from Europe, they were from Paris, Italy, Dutch, those individuals. Everybody else in the world has melanin in their skin, from Asian to Indian to African to Spaniards. Everybody else has has melanin in their skin. And so there are certain lasers that can be used on pigmented skin. But is that going to cost you? The machine itself may cost $10,000 to $20,000. But if you have a spa and it's positioned well, and you know you have a machine that's $10,000 to $20,000, you are only purchasing that machine if you have the clientele that's going to use it. Okay, I saw a lady with no hesitation pull out a card and pay for a $20,000 hydrofacial machine. She said that she's probably going to make that money back in 2 months because she already knew of the clientele she has. She's bringing a more high-end machine, how she can give better results. Better results, people are going to return more often, and they're going to continue paying the price even if you upsell it because they're in love with the results. Okay, so we're going to definitely look at our lasers. Lasers do use wavelengths as well. Okay, and here's one particular laser here. And just so it may zone in and focus in the middle, but the little round circle part, you may have your pigment break up in those areas as well. So this is why when we have African Americans or Black and brown individuals that are going to get laser treatments, you do a whole nother consultation to find out what actually do they want removed. Because you may not use the IPL, but there are other lasers that may be a little bit more expensive, but you can service your clients. Okay. And this is what the laser goes. This is how it removes hair. And if your pigment is down below this area too, this is how it breaks up dark spots. All right. So the laser is the gold, but use the right laser. And it falls into a medical device. And so most of the time, yeah, lasers are mostly used in med spas, okay? Not really in our normal salons. Okay. The thermolysis, photothermolysis, same thing, IPL, and then using lasers that have heat waves related to it as well. It helps break up the fat. So clients that have cellulite, things of that nature, you can use the lymphatic drainage, come back behind with the laser, and the laser will help melt. Or same thing as body contouring cavitation, it will start to melt that fat and you push it where you need it to go, unless you're pushing it to where they're going to urinate it out. Okay, LED. I want you to make note. I'm going to leave you some LED scores. And same thing I was telling individuals. Red is a safety zone for the skin, but you see your green, your blue, and your violet. They go into the deeper components of the skin. All right. And so really based on where we are, y'all can put an amazing ingredient on the skin, amazing product on the skin. If you do not, and just say it's a product that's used for dark spots. If I take a cream that says it's going to help break up dark spots, I put it on the skin, rub it in. Y'all, it's only working topical. If I really want to push this product down, I need a laser or I need LED. Okay, and this is what that LED does. It's the light. It takes that product, expands the pore, pushes the product down into the pore, deeper to underneath the hair where the color lies. All right, and this is what we have. All right, so when you want to get the good stuff to the skin, you have to use a device that's going to take you there. Based on the light is how deep it goes into the skin. Right now, we have red and orange. Those two colors are going into the skin safest and really pushes the product deeper into the skin. We'll talk more about LED as well. Okay. This is that red light therapy, still falls into LED, guys. Okay. You can buy your LED machines like this. It's handheld. Some of them are wireless, some of them are not. All right. If you know a client is coming in for LED treatment, add it on to the facial. You need to make sure that your device is charged, it's clean, and it's working. All right. There are smaller devices than this. Check eBay, check Amazon, things of that nature. Smaller devices that carry multiple lights. All right. Have anybody ever heard of intimate bleaching? intimate bleaching. INTIMATE, intimate bleaching. Unmute. If you've heard of that or if you haven't, somebody say yes or no. Make sure y'all still woke on the other side. Intimate bleaching.
No.
All right. Intimate bleaching is lightening up at dark spots on the body that more so are not seen, with everybody else. It's intimate. So the vagina area, the buttocks, the underarm, okay, under the breast, under the buttocks, those are called intimate areas. I'm gonna tell you now, there are advanced treatments that we can do to lighten these areas. Wherever these intimate areas you notice that they're darker, you can use your high-end premium product along with your LED lighting, all right? And it could lighten or brighten in these areas. So I would use a brightening product, put it on as a cream, and then I would put like a saran wrap over this light, and I would take that light and rub and put it on top of that product and push and just do rotations after rotations. But what I'm doing, I'm pushing that brightening product, that lightening product into the skin. And so remember, red light is going to travel, push the product deeper where it needs to go as far as melanin. So if I'm trying to break up something dark, I'm going to use this light on red to push it deeper into the skin to break up that darkness. So there's something popular called anal bleaching, vaginal bleaching, because there's Brazilians. People do Brazilians and Manzilians. And when they do the Brazilians, they now do something called vajacials, which is like a facial on the vagina area. And that is a general cleansing and lightening of that area as well. So many individuals opt for treatments to lighten those areas, those intimate areas. And if I was doing, and somebody may say, that's in our category for us to do. It absolutely is. It may not be a thing here in Memphis, Tennessee, but it's a thing in Atlanta, in Las Vegas, in LA, in New York, wherever there's entertainment industry. You'll find that the intimate areas are a big hit, or brightening and lightening those intimate areas are a big hit. So anal bleaching, I don't know if you want to add that to your menu, but it's something that you can do under your scope as well. But get some advanced training on it. We'll put our cream in that area, put our cream over whatever areas that's dark. Then we'll take our saran wrap and wrap our light around, and we'll push that product into the skin. Yes, a series of treatments are needed, but over a period of time, you see those intimate areas become lighter, okay? And so that's a service that we can do here. I never use my wand by itself because I don't want to touch the next client. So we use a saran wrap. Take the saran wrap, still do a washing, but we make sure we cover that wand that it doesn't touch the skin at all, okay? We have our traditional covers. It's good for you guys to know what each color does. Yellow and green is going to improve the texture of the skin, okay? Blue is going to be great for killing bacteria, acne prone, and then you have red for tightening of the skin, okay? All right. So I want you to study. We're going to prepare to kind of close out, but I want you to study The contraindications and this table 13.2, where it has our LED therapy. Red light, yellow light, green light, blue light. All right. And you'll notice that the red light, 640, 660, goes the deepest into the skin. It increases cellular processes. You'll say, Ms. Cox, what does that mean? As you get older, your skin does not turn over. It doesn't repair itself as fast as it used to when you were 20. Okay. So what happens, the red light increases cellular turnover. And your skin starts to repair itself faster. All right. And so that's red light. Boosts collagen and elastin production. Your skin becomes tighter. Elastin's like a rubber band, so it makes it tighter. And then stimulates wound healing. Yep, it heals faster. Okay, it heals faster. So red light is a jewel to everybody, but especially to those individuals that are aging. Yellow light reduces inflammation. It's gonna get rid of that redness. It's going to get rid of that soreness that may be in the skin. It's going to improve lymphatic flow. So it's going to get rid of that puffiness around the eyes, that puffiness around the cheeks, the chin, the neck. Okay. And it's going to detoxify and increase circulation. It's going to get your blood flowing. All right. But it's going to get rid of whatever is clogging up those pores. Green light lessens hyperpigmentation. So your green light is going to get rid of dark spots. It's going to help break that up. Okay. It's going to reduce redness and it's going to calm and soothe the skin. So this is great. Green light is going to be great for individuals who are sensitive skin as well. So it's very soothing. If you've done some extractions, you've done something that's causing the skin to sensate, you've had a chemical peel, you've taken it off, and the skin just still feels like it has a sensation to it, I would clean it again and then turn around and put my green light on top of it. Your blue light is going to be good for improving acne. It's going to kill the bacteria, reduce the bacteria, and you can use it with medications for precancerous lesions. So blue light is going to be amazing. And I want you guys to make sure that we look at that as well. The contraindications, this is, and for those new students as well, contraindications are your what ifs. If these things are present, we're not doing the service. Pregnancy, no LED. Open or unidentified skin lesions. Open wounds, no LED. Seizures, no LED. And sometimes the light can cause clients to have seizures. This is why we do in the consultation, find out what's going on. Autoimmune disorders, okay? No LED, all right? Clients taking photosensitizing medications, clients taking medications that have them sensitive to light, no. Client taking seizure medications, no. As with our light therapists, it's important to make certain that you have viewed the client consultation form. So we got to make sure that we do that consultation form and make sure that our clients are good to go in order to use the light. There's many instances that we can't use the light, okay? Especially if you look at the bottom, we do have women that deal with thyroid issues. And if women are going to be a major component of the market that we're going to service, we have to ask, are you dealing with high blood pressure? Are you dealing with kidney disease? Are you dealing with diabetes? Are you dealing with thyroid? That needs to be on your consultations. And you need to proceed with caution. Okay, proceed with caution. All right. We do have mainly procedures and things of that nature. I'm going to come back and talk about spa treatments, and then that's going to close out our chapters. And I'm going to really see if I can go to spa treatment here because we really need to close this out. Okay, let's look at our spa treatments. They provide a wonderful, relaxing experience. Okay, we're talking about body wraps, scrubs, and masks. We do have to be mindful of contraindications and allergies because ingredients that we may use may pose issues and, have a conflict of interest with a person's allergies. Now, these particular spa services, they can be detoxifying for the body, but it is very beneficial for the body as well. Okay. All right. The first one we're looking at is a body wrap. All right. And one of my favorite body wraps is to do it with mud. And one of my favorite muds is More Mud, Moor, Moore's Mud. It's like a black mud, but it's a detoxifying mud. Some individuals will use ash, like volcano ash. I don't know if you guys ever heard of that before, but it's really big, like in Florida. California, they would take the ash and they would add water with it and make this paste. And they would take that and rub it all over the body, let it get hard. But what happens is like a body mask that pulls the toxins out of the pores. Okay. And then there's paraffin, paraffin dip where we dip our hands in. You mix that with the body wrap mask, and now you have a wrap that you can paint over the body. It it gives hydration to the skin. I don't know, it doesn't do a whole lot of detoxifying, but it gives that hydration to the skin. If you bandage the area up, wrap it in saran wrap, and then continue to bandage, maybe put a heat element blanket on top of it, you will go back and measure. You can see that the client may have lost some inches, something around the waist or something around the thighs. It's always used as another treatment to treat and give a more sculpted and perfected body. So yeah, we talk about losing inches and things like that. There is a technique called cold sculpting, ice sculpting. Okay. And a good friend of mine that does it here in Memphis, but ice sculpting, you would take the product and put it in the refrigerator, and you would take that and take it all over the body. And just like someone was going in and massaging your body, but they're using that cold sculpting product and they're just rubbing it all over your body. Your body responds to the coldness of it, and this cryotherapy, your body responds to it, and it's like it freezes fat. Okay, and over a period of time, even if you got the cryotherapy machine, it would freeze the fat, and you would eventually urinate it out. Okay, so it'll freeze the fat and send it to where it needs to go, and you will urinate that fat out. It's sometimes individuals use LED red light over the stomach area, things of that nature, some type of electrotherapy, and that will help melt down the fat as well. But there are many different components that people will use to help sculpt their bodies, bend them, tighten them up, do many different things. If you know someone who may have had a body surgery or had any kind of cosmetic surgery, most of the time you're going to see them do some form of lymphatic drainage massage, body contour, and so on and so on. Right now, as far as aesthetics, that will fall into massage therapy. In Tennessee, Memphis, I would say, can be kind of strict on massage therapists. The massage therapists can feel like we're taking all their money. So I've had seen someone, have to go back to massage therapy school just so they can continue, doing what they were doing without the hassle. Body scrubs, we call these polishing. And one service is called Salt Glow, where the person will have a bikini or just have underwear on. We'll take that scrub and we'll take it from their ankles all the way up. And then that person will shower, or we will buff the skin with a towel, which is getting all the scrub off. And that person's skin is softer and it has nice shine to it, nice glisten to it. And those are called salt glows or sugar scrub glows. You can literally make the product, but it's just like if you would go to a bathhouse and somebody was bathing you. This is a service that you can get that falls under spa. Okay. And sometimes people call it, luxury services, but it's a body scrub. That skin, you want that skin looking amazing. And that's exactly what it does. Then, of course, you have body mask, detoxifies, remineralize. It really pulls the toxins and things like that out. Once you put the mask on, you can wrap the body in saran wrap or different covering bandages, and you'll definitely see a big difference. Sometimes the skin is lighter, so the same result you see on the face or the back, you'll start to see it all over the body. Okay, hydrotherapy. We're using water, and this is what we call a Vichy tub or a Vichy massage. And so that water, many of you have probably been in the mall where they had those aqua massage beds, or you go to a gym. I think Planet Fitness have them. You go in and massaging your back with the pressure of the water. That's what this is. Okay, that's what that does. Mostly you'll have a shower, you'll have a room with a drain that you'll be using this as well. Okay, biotherapy, physical elements using therapeutic water baths. So what happens, and I'm gonna say hot springs, when you go to these bathhouses, there are certain minerals and salts that you can add to your bath water that will hydrate, energize, reboot you. Okay, and so when you go to these different bathhouses, I don't know if anyone has ever been, but you can select the type of treatments that you want. And sometimes I select a milk bath. Okay, and so I don't need anybody to bathe me. But if I want, I just select it. I want to get somebody to bathe me, but I go to the bathhouse, select a milk bath, and it's like goat milk, powder milk with honey and things of that nature. And they add this component, maybe put some flowers in it to your hot water. And it's mainly you sit in there for a length of time. And what happens, that milk starts to hydrate your skin. So you're not like taking a bath to clean yourself. It's as a treatment to reboot the body, the skin, and I'm all the way in up until my chin. Okay. And sometimes it's a standing shower and a standing tub, or sometimes it's a tub that you will lay down. Some people will have, I don't want to say chocolate, but they'll have a mud bath. Okay. And they'll do the same thing. Sometimes there's a sand bath, a hot sand bath. And what happens with the hot sand bath is there'll be sand in the tub, and there's these like the thermal pads inside of surrounding the tub. You would get in the tub full of sand. Of course, you'll have your bathing suit on, but that heat, the sand will be heated, and that heat wraps around your body and causes your blood to start circulating. Okay? Causes your blood to start circulating. Also, the sand can be used as an exfoliator as well. Do you do a lot of movement? No, I just sit in there and I let that heat from that sand just kind of pulsate my skin, and that is something amazing. If you ever went to Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona is the mecca of spa. All right. So all of these treatments, if you ever want to go to a resort, a spa resort, it's not that they do one service. You go to someone books you for a day spa. That means you spend the day at the spa. Okay, and you do multiple services, and you'll start here, go there, go there, go there. They have lunch for you, so on and so on. But it is a therapy session by itself. That's why we call it day spa. So when you see individuals saying they're opening up a day spa, they're opening up something big, something amazing that relaxes the body, head, body, soul, feet, everything. Okay. And most people prefer, day spas over just running and get one service type thing. Then you have stone massages, and we're going to get ready to close out. I love stone massages. We do them on the face. We can do them on the hands. We could do them on the feet. We could do hot stones, back treatments, things of that nature. And so we can't do a lot of esthetician massaging on the back. So we use the hot stones. And what happens, the darker the stone, it holds the most heat. The darker the stone holds the most heat. And so you put the stone on top of the muscle, and then the muscle receives the heat. Okay? The muscle receives the heat. As the muscle receives the heat from the stone, the muscle starts to relax. So it does the same thing as if you were going to massage, but it doesn't. Okay? Without you having to, I'd rather get hot stone any day than someone who's trying to figure out how to massage me. Just put the stone on there and let me be. And of course, there's foot reflexology. I absolutely love it. Whatever's going on. Let's see what's going on with, if you can look at the hands and look at the feet. Here's the feet. Everything, every place of the foot, the bottom of the foot, it controls another organ or another part of the body, or it activates a system. So I want to do a separate class on foot reflexology, and also talk about acupuncture, the ear, and so on and so on. I'm going to prepare for you guys to leave. You're going to work on your study guides. I am going to do a list of just different things I want you to study, and I'm going to post it. And then we'll pick up and close out the chapter from foot reflexology all the way down to lymphatic drainage, and then we'll be done. Okay. And so just continue reading the chapter. And from reading the chapter, do your study guide, chapter 13. All right. Until you hear from me, and I will give you assignments that'll probably be due next week. All right. Y'all have a blessed and amazing day. Dallas, and you could please stay on. Everyone else is free to go. Y'all be safe, and I will see you next week. All right. Be blessed.
Good night.
Good night, everybody. Hey, Dallas. Dallas, are you there?
There you go. Hey, Miss Destiny.
Hey.
I was trying to unmute it.
Okay.
I was having a hard time. Yeah, I was trying to see. I had, last week I was sick with COVID, and I didn't get to turn in my chemical peel assignment. And I was trying to see if I could still do that as
Yes.
well.
Yes.
And the Milady, the other educational app that we're supposed to be able to log in, I haven't been able to use that. The
So
information you gave me to log in.
yeah, so I made sure I sent you the correct thing. Do you
I
think it's your
used it.
device, or do you think it's you don't have too many things open on your thing?
I'll check and see just to make sure. I didn't think so, but I
Let
tried to log in. So it's correct. So just try again.
yeah,
Was it?
let me go to it, and
Uh-huh.
because my stuff is already on here, but
So we all use your stuff.
yeah, everybody
Okay.
has the same one.
Right.
Okay, so let me go to it. Okay, hold on. Um, yeah, so it's a bonus. I just let everybody use mine because it gives
Right.
you insight to it. So I'm gonna click login. Well, you go to miladysema.com or you click the link and then go to login with your user ID. Don't do login with Office 365.
Okay.
You're gonna do login with user ID. And then that's where DCOTS director comes and then that password will go in.
Okay.
And make sure you copy and paste only those little pieces of that password.
Look, pieces.
All the little characters of the password.
Okay.
Okay, here's the thing. Sometimes I'm not a technology person, but I know enough, right?
Mhm.
Even though we have like your normal browser, you may have to go into a different browser if it won't come up. So
Okay.
when you get to when we get off, send me a picture of how your browser looks because you can, if you do Safari, Google, or Bing, Bing, you
Uh-huh.
may want to go to, if you do Google, go to Bing and then, go to miladysema.com from there. Sometimes you just got to switch your browser up. Also, just making sure you got the right, you're copy and pasting the right thing, open a new browser because, like I said, everybody's using the same one. And if they're kind of getting on it, I don't know what, if they've had issues or not, but I do want to, let's knock this out before class come back on Monday.
Okay, that's what I'm actually trying to log in right now. I
Okay.
think I probably copy and paste way too much. It should start at the exclamation mark.
Let me try to pull up the email.
Okay, I'm in.
You got it?
Uh-huh, I got it.
All right.
Okay.
We killed that. We did that.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Call
And
me email and go ahead and bring your stuff. Turn it in.
okay. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Thank you.
Bye bye.